Hello and welcome back to this week's Tiny Tip. Today we're going to talk about another percussive technique, but one that we're going to do with the right hand. And it is called the chunk or chuck or dampen or palm mute. There's lots of different things that we can call this. But I will probably go back and forth from chunk and chuck today as I refer to it. But it's going to allow us another little tool that we can add as we are learning songs and we want to create some interest in songs and not just do the sort of same old down up strum all the time. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our ukuleles in place. We are usually strumming with our thumb or our index finger to get a full beautiful sounding chord like this. And what we're going to do in this instance is we're going to try using all of our fingers to strum through. So instead of just like this, we're going to go, all right? So we've got all of our fingers passing over the strings, all right? And as you can see, when I do that, my hand is naturally now in a position where I can then put my hand down and dampen the strings. And it is going to sort of be hitting this part of my hand, sort of the palm, about base of the palm, kind of bottom of the thumb and across here is kind of where it falls. So what it's going to sound like is a strum and then a dampen, a strum and a dampen. And it can take some time for it to become a fluid motion because it's something that's a little bit different than what we're used to. So practice it doing strum, dampen, and get faster and faster as you practice until finally it becomes a fluid motion. So as you can see, I get just a little teeny snippet of the chord sound and mostly then it becomes a dampening sound after that. So that's a good way to practice it, is to speed it up slowly with those motions until it becomes fluid. And as an example of a way we could use this in music, we could use it as an alternating back and forth option in, I'm going to today use the example of Lion Sleeps Tonight, which is got a nice easy chord pattern in it, which is 4 strums on C, 4 strums on F, 4 strums on C, and 4 strums on G. So it's a fairly easy one to keep going back and forth and just practice through, which is why I'm just using it as an example. We would play it like this. Jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Right? Okay, pretty straightforward. And that is totally fine to always play it that way, and that's a great way to play along and sing along. Now, if you want to take it up a notch and add a little more interest, why don't you incorporate something like a chunk? And let's try incorporating it on every second strum. So I'm going to bring it in this case, on beats 2 and 4 of every measure. So I will do a down strum on C, come back up, and then the next time I go down on C, I'm going to introduce the chunk, okay? So it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So as you can see, it's a little more interesting and kind of gives it a little fun vibe. And so forth. So as you can see, you can play it just straightforward and that's totally fine, but if you can add a little extra something, that just makes it more fun and interesting to listen to as well. So there you go. This week's tip is about chunking. Have some fun with it and we'll see you next time.